So one thing I'm not going to easily forget is a lot of the PlayStation fans that came on the Video Game Fight School channel based on videos I was making about how Xbox was changing the industry, and most of them said that Game Pass was unsustainable. This was a concern that they, in a sense, posited, and we went through the data. We looked through leaked data, we looked through announcements, we looked through statements, we looked through a lot of things that were actually conveyed to shareholders, and we found out that Game Pass is actually profitable the way that it's been set up. Microsoft is not going to overspend on it based on the amount of subscribers that they have. It just doesn't really make any sense. And if they find themselves in that situation, I think they can adjust by price increases or whatever it is that they want to do. Not saying that I like price increases, just pointing out that the model is still profitable because those are statements that were made and they were financial statements. And if, anyone is lying about it, their job is on the line. Now, as a lot of people were saying this, there was no one who actually came out to point out that something that PlayStation was doing also at the time and had been doing for a long time was also unsustainable. It wasn't until it came back down full circle that we eventually started to see it. Now, we were pointing this stuff out. I was pointing this stuff out, but based on the capability of a lot of the media to downplay things that PlayStation does that is not good for the industry, it went unchecked. Until now, we're starting to see that the effects are coming full circle. Final Fantasy 16 is now in competition with a published game from the company that it kept its own game on, housed in, or its games housed in for numerous years. If you look at Final Fantasy 7, the 3 in the series, and 16, that has led it to become unprofitable in those areas. I've also seen some people downplaying it, saying, but Square Enix sometimes sets, unnecessary expectations. See, do you guys actually think when you say stuff like that, God of War Ragnarok sold 15 million copies on the PlayStation, and do you think Square Enix doesn't want 15 million copies in sales? They can't get those copies because the games that are actually on PlayStation and even third-party games will compete against them. And so them not launching on PC, they cannot leverage other platforms to do so. Now add this to the news that we're hearing right now. According to, Hazardor Gaming, Dragon of Dojima, they put up a picture here showing Silent Hill 2. And on the bottom of the Silent Hill 2 announcement, from the trailer, you will see also available on PC, not available on other formats until 10/8/2025. So this game is going to be a console exclusive. And I think the publishers, I think it may be Konami. I don't play Silent Hill. I don't play horror games. And they're probably excluding the Xbox console. And I'm sure it's likely because PlayStation has actually paid to block them from doing so. Let me just put it straight. Xbox players, you're not going to miss this game. It already is having its own challenges in that right. And Konami, they don't necessarily have the best, goodwill right now from gamers. So it's not something that I would say worry about at the end of the day. Xbox is treating their own player base good. They're bringing Game Pass to this, to the forefront. And any game that's coming out this holiday from under their banner, you're going to get access to play. But at the end of the day, I think it's really funny and I think it's really interesting that people don't necessarily talk about this as an unsustainable business model because it is, and we're seeing the losses from it when in the other side, in terms of Game Pass, that they've actually claimed to be unsustainable. What we've seen is that Game Pass actually does provide value for the developers and for the gamers, because the developers, even though they get a fee to bring their game to Game Pass, they're still in a position for the most part where they can put their games on other platforms and still leverage sales from people who don't want to come to Game Pass. Sure, you may say Game Pass cannibalizes sales, but the platform exclusivity itself cannibalizes sales because, according to Sean Layden, it does not reach the addressable audience that it has a potential to reach. So all of this talk at the end of the day saying, Game Pass is, not sustainable is a whole bunch of hogwash at the end of the day, simply because we now know that a lot of these folk that have been saying this stuff are full of it. They will not come out here to tell you about the problems or the challenges that, these particular, games are facing. So the money hatting is not favoring anybody. And a lot of these, companies are starting to get the message. Why? Because PlayStation is running to PC, moving its games to PC in droves, even trying to remaster its games that already exist on PC to bring you another PC version. And now we can see the whole fissure and we see it starting to crack. So a lot of those companies that are probably taking an exclusivity deal right now, even though the money may seem good up front, it's very short-sighted. Because guess what's going to happen at the end of the day? Your game is eventually going to want to go to another platform, and guess whose game is going to be sitting there competing with your game? It will be the same PlayStation that you basically gave your IP to, and you kind of leveraged it for a little bit of money, for a little bit of change, not knowing that at the end of the day it was going to come back and not only bite you once, like in the case of Square Enix, but it's going to bite you twice. Thanks for watching the video. Let me hear your thoughts in the comment section. Hopefully we can talk pretty soon in another one. Peace out.